2. Put this behind me. 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. We're talking about the threat for severe weather tomorrow. New data is still coming in, and we'll have it all by 11. I want to give you kind of a preview. I think the threat is shifting south and east of town. So I'd be more concerned in southern Maryland and the northern neck than I would be inside the Beltway. And I'd be concerned across the bay into the Delmarva over toward the ocean resorts. Looks pretty active over there much later at night. So without any further ado here, let's punch up the computer. And I'm going to show you a couple of things, and I'll show you a couple of different models, and they're kind of in agreement, really. Oh, and I get your questions. It'll be a while for your questions to come up, so just bear with me, though, if you would. So this is one model, and I want to show you this, and they're pretty similar. So nothing really. So 9 o'clock, a couple of sprinkles possible, but not a huge deal. But we move on, and we see some showers growing back to the west by 1 o'clock. But notice they're all shades of green. It's not heavy. Couple pop here and there. See that 2 o'clock? You know, I wouldn't get too hung up on the location, but I will say that the models are trending south of 66 and south of 50. And so that is something that I kind of in agreement with. And by 6 o'clock, they're gone. They're hammering the Delmarva. So that's the futurecast. I'll show you another model. This is her model. Pretty similar here. A little heavier activity there. See it by Culpeper? But notice how far south it is. And then by 4 o'clock, it's gone by 6. And it's even gone across the Delmarva by 10. So what we've done basically is tightened up the window of severe weather from 1 to 7. Probably could do it 1 to 6, but we'll leave it at 1 to 7 for now. I do like a higher risk south and east of town. I still feel that it's possible that the commute will be impacted, especially, you know, south D.C. to Richmond, and D.C. to Fredericksburg, rather, and out 50 and out 66. So I thought that was pretty interesting. In terms of impacts for us, I mean, we're still looking at the same impacts. This really hasn't changed. I just think it's less likely in the metro. Wet commute high, down trees low, flooding moderate, power outages on the low side. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to get your questions here pretty soon, I think. Okay, let me turn this down. Okay, good. All right, so Jenny from Madison, Virginia. Jesse from Frederick. So Frederick, I don't think you have much to worry about at all. You'll have a shower, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I really don't. So we're not, you know, out of the woods yet. I'm not sounding all clear here, but I just kind of think that this run has now been pretty consistent since late this afternoon, and it has light activity. It's all green. Pops up a couple biggies. Okay, you know, Culpeper, but south of 66, maybe over to Fredericksburg, and then boom, it's gone. I mean, by 6 o'clock, it's gone. I'm going to keep the window till 7, but and then by the time you get to 10 o'clock, it's across the bay. So kids will be in kayak camp all day. Well, I don't know about that, Sarah. Where are they in kayak camp? Isaiah Landover, you should be okay in Landover. There's a slight risk they'll be heavy to severe where you are, but you're on the fringe, really. Fredericksburg, yes. Shima, yes. You could have severe weather. Linda, Mayo, Maryland. Not so sure where Mayo is. If it's in southern Maryland, the answer is yes. Virginia, southern Maryland, yes. Yes. Yeah, I think you're going to have some severe weather. I mean, there is it's going to kind of migrate from Culpeper through Fredericksburg, probably south of Manassas, and then into Charles County and especially St. Mary's County. So that's the area I'm most concerned about. Upcoming weekend looks okay, Bob, but not as spectacular as last weekend. There'll be some showers. Shouldn't be a washout. Will, the warm front's going to set up, I think, just south of us by Wednesday. I got winds going northeast on Wednesday. Brandywine, Angie, you could get some big storms in Brandywine, probably just to your south, though. Hunter says he needs rain in Martinsburg. All right. Well, you get a little bit of light showers tomorrow, nothing heavy. Need a rain in western Fairfax County. Well, David, you'll get light stuff, but nothing heavy. Timeline for that zip code? Boy, I'm not good enough to know that, Chris. Essentially, the timeline, well, I can show you a couple things, or I can show you this. This might, we have a story posted, and it might help you if you look at the story. I'll show you some of the graphics from that story, and it sort of has a, this I think is kind of helpful. So this is, you know, the metro. So I got noon to 4 for folks, Leesburg, Frederick, West, 1 to 7 in the metro, really more like 1 to 6, and then 3 to 11 across the bay into the Delmarva. Cumberland, Darlene, just light showers. Bowie, probably just light showers. Heavy stuff should stay south of you. Same for Temple Hills. Alexandria, light showers. I think it's going to stay just south of you in terms of heavy activity. Frederick or Gaithersburg. Chris, I mean, there's the timeline, noon to 4. But I don't see anything of any significance hitting Frederick or Gaithersburg. Certainly not Frederick. Jack, yeah, I think they're not going to reissue this enhanced. They're not going to do it until tomorrow. They'll probably analyze stuff, but they're not going to change their outlook twice in a day. Okay. The storms that we're tracking, I'll show you. Anyway, so that's the storm line. I think that timeline that may help you guys. What we're tracking here is storms in the Midwest, and I really think that what's going to happen is this is going to keep us from becoming severe tomorrow because they're going to keep the temp down and roll through in the morning. So these are the storms right here, and these are going to roll through, but by the time they get here, they're going to weaken. So see these storms here, they're going to probably go like that, and they got these storms like that. But they're going to weaken and then keep it cloudy and probably not allow the atmosphere to destabilize enough to have a good second round. Okay? Carmelita, I don't see any problem in Gaithersburg. Hagerstown, Bethel, I just see light showers in Hagerstown. No, Michael, I wish, no. So let me just do something here. I'm going to just check something for you guys, but usually the Storm Prediction Center does not change its outlook very quickly. Well, more than once a day. It just sort of sticks to its guns, and then it updates in the morning. So, yeah, it hasn't changed. They're not going to change that until tomorrow. My hunch is they'll probably put the enhanced down south of us into southern Maryland and the northern neck into Virginia. Southeast Virginia, and maybe leave us just in a slight risk, but I don't see any big change other than that. They're not going to do it tonight. They're just not going to do it tonight. In terms of that front, who was asking about that front? I really think it just dips barely south of us by Wednesday. I mean, I hope it does, because that's what I'm banking on, because that's when I have the winds going northeast. So Wednesday morning, it's actually turned to a cold front, and it's south of us. La Plata, Susie, yeah, you could get some big storms down there. You're not out of the woods by any means. I think it's a better chance in say St. Mary's County than La Plata, but you got a chance. I just think that the biggest threat will be in southern Maryland and the northern neck too. I can't forget about the northern neck here. Okay, so we're going to just do that and do that and do this and just kind of show where these are going here. So we've got these guys coming in here, and you've got these guys coming in here, but they're kind of dying. Okay. Calvert County, well, Michael, Calvert County's in the in the zone there for severe weather. I think that's certainly possible. Yep. Let me show you this again. This, as I'm developing 2:30, 3 o'clock, pretty heavy around Culpeper. It does jump here. I'm not quite so sure why it jumps so much there, but I think it will jump the river and go into southern Maryland. Should be okay to go to King's Dominion tomorrow. Ooh. I mean, right now, Futurecast has it north of you, but I'd say you got about a 50% chance of getting at least a delay from. I mean, they'll close it down for lightning, which they should do. Max winds in Carroll County. I don't see any severe weather in Carroll County tomorrow, Eliza. Don't see it. Stafford, yes, you could have severe weather. Allison, Page, you could have severe weather. You're far enough south, I think. So this is the most robust model here. But look, by 6 o'clock, it's gone. Hammers the ocean resorts, especially Ocean City. So that's one model. I'll show you another model. This is not quite as robust. But nothing in the morning. The morning commute's fine. 1 o'clock, some showers popping. And it just pops a few. Now notice this has heavier showers in Manassas as opposed to Culpeper. And that just shows you that the models are not that granular to say, it's going to be here and not here. And this also is an agreement. By 6 o'clock, it's gone. Thermont, I think you're fine, Amber. Don't see any problem. Roy, you could have severe weather in Leonardtown. I'd keep your guard up. Yep. Allison, tornadoes. Isolated tornadoes are possible. There is a. I don't know if I have it in this show. I think I have it over here, but we have a tornado risk graphic. And it's mainly south of town, which certainly makes sense. Trying to find it for you. Okay, here it is. So this is the tornado graphic. If you see, colors, it means there's a risk. So we'll take you into, Tuesday, 1, 2. Notice how it's south of us, well south of us. Kind of comes back up to Fredericksburg at 10 o'clock. And that may be with the front stalling, but I don't necessarily even agree with that. So this generally shows it south and east of town. Prince William, no, Ariel, I don't see any tornadoes in Prince William County. Leonardtown, yes, keep your guard up, Gordon. Jessica, yeah, I like that model. Well, yeah. So we'll see. I'm a little more confident than I was earlier today because both models are very close to each other. So anytime we see confluence of models, it builds our confidence. So that's, what we're thinking. Again, this is the least robust, but the time frame is about the same, 1 o'clock to about 6, 7 o'clock in the metro, but a more concentrated area south of town. Hang on 1 second, folks. Let me see if there's new numerical data in. Let's see if this helps us clarify anything here. This has it going on a little later. This model's a little slower. Keeps that front closer to us, but it does get it. It does bring the front south by Wednesday morning. So we're not throwing the chance out. I'm just trying to kind of narrow down the time frame for you. Yeah, I'd say about 5 to 6. Suzanne, sounds about right. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I didn't see that was already open there. So this new model came in, and this is a little little more impressive for the metro, I will say. Okay, that's not in yet. Okay. All right, everybody, I'm going to probably wrap this up because I got to get ready for the 11. Any last minute questions here? This is the more robust model. I'll show you this again, and we'll talk about Southern Maryland. It would be time-wise 5:30, yes, 6 o'clock. Yeah. It does jump it there. I don't quite know why it's jumping it there. Let me see something. Let me just see something here. Okay. Let's just take that off and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's jumping it. It's jumping it for some reason. I don't know why. I can bring it on a little earlier. That's no good either. Okay, no, it just jumps it. But I would still 5:30 to 5 to 6 in Southern Maryland. Okay. Letty, they'll be moving pretty fast. I mean, some flash flooding is possible. Heavy downpours are possible, but the only problem could be if they set up along the front and kind of train tomorrow night, and that's one thing we will watch for. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you kindly. That was great. So again, we'll have some new stuff for you at 11. And so to sum things up, time frame, we condensed 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and the threat seems to be shifting south of D.C. Okay? All right, thanks, everybody.